10 grooming habits rich women never skip, even on busy days. I was in a coffee shop in Manhattan last month, one of those places where a latte costs $9 and everyone looks like they just stepped out of a magazine. And I watched this woman walk in, mid-50s, wearing jeans and a simple black sweater, no visible jewelry, hair in a low ponytail, nothing that screamed money. But I couldn't stop staring at her, not because she was beautiful, though she was striking, but because there was something about her presence that made everyone in that coffee shop turn and look. The barista smiled wider. A man held the door. Another woman complimented her scarf. And I realized she wasn't doing anything special. She was just impeccable. So I did what any curious person would do. I started paying attention. And over the next hour, as she sat working on her laptop 2 tables away, I noticed small things. The way her nails looked, how her skin caught the light, the fact that her ponytail wasn't just thrown up, it was placed. And I thought, this woman knows something most of us don't. Later, I found out she's a private wealth advisor, works with ultra-high net worth families. And through a mutual connection, I got to ask her about what I'd noticed. And she said something I'll never forget. Rich women don't skip the details, ever, because the details are what people read, even when they're not conscious of it. So today, we're breaking down the 10 grooming habits that wealthy women never, ever skip. Even when they're running late, even when they're exhausted, even when no one's going to see them. Because these aren't the habits you think they are. And once you know them, you'll start seeing them everywhere. Welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, let us know which city you are watching from in the comments. The myth: when you're busy, grooming is the first thing to go. Here's what most women believe, and honestly, it makes perfect sense on the surface. When you're running late, when you're overwhelmed, when you have 1,000 things on your plate, grooming feels like the luxury you don't have time for. So you skip the extras. You go minimal. You tell yourself no one's gonna notice anyway. And that's where the disconnect happens, because wealthy women have learned something that changes the entire calculation. The extras aren't extras. They're the foundation. And the reason they never skip them, even on their most chaotic days, is because these habits take almost no time, but create disproportionate returns in how they're perceived and treated. A woman named Diane, she's a surgeon in Boston, one of the busiest people you'll ever meet, told me she used to think grooming was vanity, that it was something you did when you had time to waste. But then she noticed that on the days she skipped certain habits, her patients were less trusting, her colleagues interrupted her more, even the valet attendant treated her differently. Same person, same competence, different grooming, different treatment. And that's when she realized this isn't about beauty. It's about signaling. And wealthy women have cracked the code on which signals matter most. So let's get into the 10 habits they never skip. And I'm warning you now, some of these are going to sound absurd until you understand why they work. Habit number 1, they always smell like something, but you can't identify what. Wealthy women always have a scent, but it's subtle, not overpowering perfume, something soft that makes you lean in without knowing why. And the secret? It's layered. Body lotion, hair product, then a light fragrance, all working together. This creates a scent you can't quite identify, but it feels expensive. Research shows people form stronger impressions from subtle, pleasant scents, not strong or noticeable ones. And the best part? It takes less than a minute. One woman said people didn't remember what she wore, but they remembered how she felt. That's the power of scent. Habit number 2, they tweeze or groom their eyebrows every morning. Not a full reshape, just a quick 20-second check. Wealthy women remove 1 or 2 stray hairs daily to keep their brows clean and intentional. Because eyebrows frame your entire face. Even a few stray hairs can make you look less polished. But when they're groomed, you look more refined, more awake, more put together. Research shows eyebrows are one of the top features people use to judge attention to detail. And the reason they never skip this? Maintenance is faster than fixing. Just 20 seconds a day keeps everything in place. Habit number 3, they moisturize their hands and cuticles every time they wash them. This might sound excessive until you realize how often your hands are seen. Every handshake, every gesture, every interaction, your hands are constantly on display. And the difference between dry, neglected hands and soft, well-maintained ones is significant. Wealthy women keep hand cream everywhere, by the sink, in their bag, in the car. And every time they wash their hands, they apply a small amount and gently push back their cuticles. It takes about 10 seconds, but over time it creates hands that look consistently polished and cared for. Research shows that hand appearance strongly influences how people perceive your age and attention to detail. Dry, rough hands can age you, while soft, maintained hands do the opposite. One woman said she only took this seriously after realizing people were subconsciously judging her hands during business interactions. Once she made it a habit, the difference was noticeable. It's not about expensive products, it's about consistency. Habit number 4, they brush their teeth or rinse and use mints after every meal. This sounds obvious, but almost no one does it consistently. Wealthy women do, not just morning and night, after every meal. At home, they brush. When they're out, they rinse and use a mint, not gum, which feels casual, but something subtle and refined. Because your breath is the first thing people notice in close conversations. If it's even slightly off, people instinctively pull back. But when it's fresh, people lean in. They stay engaged. They associate you with cleanliness and attention to detail. Research shows people with fresh breath are perceived as significantly more trustworthy and competent. One woman said this habit alone improved her results in meetings because people stayed present instead of pulling away. It's simple, fast, and makes a bigger difference than most people realize. Habit number 5, they never ever have visible roots. This one only applies if you color your hair, but if you do, it matters. Wealthy women don't let roots show. Even slight regrowth gets handled quickly. But here's the secret. They're not going to the salon every week. They use simple at-home solutions like root sprays or touch-up kits that take just a few minutes. And the reason is perception. Visible roots signal neglect or overwhelm, but maintained color, even with a simple outfit, signals control and attention to detail. Studies show women with visible roots are perceived as less polished and less detail-oriented. One woman said that once she started doing quick weekly touch-ups, people stopped saying she looked tired and started saying she looked refreshed. Same life, same schedule, different signal. Habit number 6, they clean under their nails every morning. This sounds excessive until you understand the psychology. Wealthy women clean under their nails every morning, even if they look clean, because even tiny unseen debris is noticed subconsciously, and your hands are always visible during conversations, meetings, or simple interactions. When your nails are clean underneath, not just on top, it signals precision, discipline, and attention to detail. Research shows hand cleanliness is a strong subconscious indicator of status and refinement. One woman said this was the one habit she never skipped because the one time she did, someone noticed. That's the point. People always notice more than you think. Habit number 7, they apply lip balm or gloss throughout the day, never dry lips. This is one of the easiest habits, but also one of the most visible. Wealthy women never have dry lips, not because they wait for dryness, but because they apply lip balm or gloss preventatively throughout the day. Because your lips are a major focal point in conversation. If they're dry or cracked, it's distracting. People notice, even if they don't realize it. But smooth, hydrated lips signal health, calm, and attention to detail. Research shows lips are one of the most looked at features during conversation, and their condition affects how you're perceived. One woman said she keeps lip balm everywhere and reapplies constantly, without thinking. The result? It's one less thing people can get distracted by when they're interacting with you. Habit number 8, they powder or blot their face midday. This is what separates polished from perfectly polished. Wealthy women don't let their face get shiny. Not a natural glow, but that midday oil that makes skin look stressed or uncomposed. They carry blotting papers or pressed powder and do a quick touch-up midday. It takes 30 seconds, but it refreshes the entire face. Because shine doesn't read as glow, it reads as stress, heat, or lack of control, especially on camera or in close conversations. A matte or softly balanced finish makes you look fresh, like you just got ready. Research shows facial shine is subconsciously linked to stress and lack of control, even when you feel fine. One woman said this small habit made her look like she just arrived, even at the end of a long day. Habit number 9. They fix their hair every time they use the restroom. This is simple, but incredibly effective. Every time wealthy women use the restroom, they take 15 seconds to reset their hair. Smooth flyaways, adjust, reshape, whatever's needed. Because hair doesn't stay perfect all day, it moves, flattens, and shifts, and most people don't notice until it's too late. But this habit keeps them looking consistently polished, even at the end of the day, and it matters. Well-maintained hair triggers the halo effect, making people assume you're more organized, competent, and put together. One woman said she treats it as a ritual. Quick mirror check, adjust, and go. That's the difference. Not perfection, but constant maintenance. Habit number 10. They check and remove anything off before leaving any space. This is the habit that ties everything together. Before leaving any private space, home, car, restroom, wealthy women do a quick 10-second scan. Lint, tags, smudges, wrinkles, scuffs, anything slightly off gets fixed immediately. Because even one small flaw can undermine an otherwise polished appearance. And people notice faster than you think. Studies show first impressions form in a fraction of a second, and a single visible detail can shift how you're perceived. One woman said she was taught to check herself like she's about to be photographed every time she enters a room. That's the standard. Not perfect, but consistently refined. The truth, these habits aren't about vanity, they're about respect. So here's what all 10 of these habits have in common. None of them take more than 60 seconds. Most take less than 30. But together, they create a cumulative effect that makes you look like someone who has their life handled, even when you don't. And that's the real secret wealthy women understand. It's not that they have more time. They don't. They're running companies, raising families, managing complex lives just like everyone else. But they've learned that these micro habits, these 30-second investments, pay massive dividends in how they're treated, how they're perceived, and how they feel about themselves. Because when you look in the mirror at 4 p.m. and you still look put together, that changes your posture, your confidence, your willingness to engage, and that changes outcomes. Now here's what I want you to do. Pick 3 of these habits. Not all 10, that's overwhelming. Just 3. The 3 that resonated most or the 3 you know you've been skipping, and for the next 7 days, make them non-negotiable, even on your busiest, most chaotic days. Especially on those days. And I want you to come back and comment on this video 1 week from today and tell me what you noticed. Did people treat you differently? Did you feel different? Did anyone compliment you without being able to articulate why? Because I promise you, these habits work. Not because they're magic, but because they're strategic, they're cumulative, and they've been quietly shaping how wealthy women move through the world for generations. Now, if this video gave you value, we need you to do 2 things. First, subscribe and turn on notifications because we're about to release a follow-up on the evening grooming habits that reset you overnight. The things wealthy women do before bed that make these morning habits effortless. You're not gonna wanna miss that. And second, and this is important, share this video with one woman in your life who you know will appreciate it. Your sister, your best friend, your colleague, your daughter. Because these are the kinds of secrets that change things, and they deserve to know them too. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you in the next one.